Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica Burton. Denuvo DRM protection is notorious for keeping video games secure, but we probably can't say the same about their emails. Over the weekend, 4chan discovered that Denuvo's public web contact form is completely unsecured, meaning that any emails received by Denuvo from interested game developers are pretty much out in the open for our perusal. This led to people digging through the emails, which revealed a few developers inquiring about possibly protecting their games with Denuvo, like the PC release of Halo Wars 2, Mountain Blade, and the upcoming Hellblade, for instance. The search also yielded some more hilarious emails, like one person posting as a developer for Abzu and requesting the entire .exe for the game for reasons, and several death threats relating to the PC version of Arkham Knight. You know, like reasonable people do. If you own a PS4 Pro and you're tired of waiting for every developer out there to update their games with 4K or better graphics, you might be in luck. The new 4.50 firmware for PS4 includes a boost mode for the PS4 Pro to enhance older games. Previously, the only PS4 games supported for better performance on the Pro were games that specifically received Pro updates. However, there wasn't much of an incentive for older titles to put that kind of work in. The boost mode changes all that by allowing older PS4 games to get the benefit of the PS4 Pro's beefier hardware. There's now a huge list on Reddit of all the games that have been playtested with boost mode, and it sounds like across the board it's leading to better performance and higher frame rates. So, have fun! TIMESPLITTERS fans are losing their mind over a new trailer for TIMESPLITTERS Rewind, a follow-up to the long-dead TIMESPLITTERS franchise. The teaser debuted on YouTube yesterday with a targeted release date for this year, updated for 2018. Don't get too excited, however. The teaser is just a teaser in every sense of the word, and is basically nothing more than a 3-minute look at the game's logo. Also, it's important to note that this isn't a game from Crytek, the owners of the TIMESPLITTERS IP, who purchased it from Free Radical. Rather, it's a fan-made game from a group given permission to use the IP by Crytek back in 2013, along with all of its assets. If you're hoping Death Stranding is the start of another multi-title franchise for Hideo Kojima and company, think again. The legend Kojima appeared on stage this weekend at RTX Sydney, where he spoke about the new game. When asked if Death Stranding would get a sequel, Kojima replied that at the moment he isn't even considering Death Stranding 2. For him, he doesn't want to hold anything back from one of his games while planning for a sequel, and wants to instead focus on making a great game out of the title he's working on. Thanks, Kojima. If fans demand a sequel, then he'd consider it. Kojima-san also gave a slight update about the game's progress and indicating that it will be an open-world game with a lot of freedom for players to pretty much do whatever they want, like look at naked Norman Reedus, hopefully. It looks like it might be time to say goodbye to one of the most iconic multiplayer maps of all time, at least goodbye in competitive settings, that is. Valve announced on Friday that it's retiring the fan-favorite Dust 2 from the active duty playlist in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, replacing it with DE Inferno. That means Inferno will also be taking Dust 2's spot in upcoming Majors tournaments. Dust 2 has been a fixture of Counter-Strike since it was first created back in 2001. But don't worry, you'll still be able to play plenty of the super popular maps in CSGO. Valve has also given Dust 2 its own playlist in casual and deathmatch modes. It just won't be a part of the big leagues anymore. Fire Emblem Heroes has already made $2.8 million after just a few days of release and was downloaded more than 2 million times on its first day on the App Store and Google Play. That 2 million puts it in third place behind Super Mario Run, which got 6 million downloads, and Pokemon Go, which did 4.2 million. According to Sensor Tower. A mobile Animal Crossing game is also in the works, but it and Fire Emblem were reportedly delayed to get Mario Run finished, according to VG247. Game director Kohei Medea told IGN that they plan to add new stories continually, at a pace of about 2 a month. We also plan to add things like new characters and skills, as well as new game modes that go in different directions from the current gameplay, he said. So, if you were worried about the game not being supported, fear not! Now get back in there and rescue some heroes. Super Bowl 51 is done, so let's recap the most important part, the commercials! Sadly, the rumored new trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 never materialized, but lots of other stuff did. On the game side, we saw a new commercial for the Nintendo Switch, which showed a lot of attractive actors playing ARMS, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and more. Then there were a bunch of ads for mobile games like Mobile Strike, World of Tanks, and Ebony, because those games make a bunch of money. We got a ton of new movie trailers too, like Logan, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales, Guardian of the Galaxy 2, Ghost in the Shell, and Transformers Last Night. So yeah, a lot of cool new stuff. Still, we want more Red Dead Redemption 2, so it's up to you now, NBA Finals. Don't let us down. The hacking activist group Anonymous took down a whole bunch of dark websites recently, more than 10,000 in fact, claiming they were hosting really bad stuff. The dark web, if you aren't familiar, is the deep underbelly of the internet where illegal material is sometimes exchanged. Anonymous said it was attacking sites involved with child pornography. It's impossible to verify that claim, but dark websites have been busted in the past for child porn. At any rate, the takedown by Anonymous was huge, representing 1/5 of the dark web by some counts. You might have noticed that people are starting to review the upcoming game Nioh, an action RPG from Team Ninja, but one particular outlet hasn't posted one yet. Why? Because the game is too hard, according to Polygon, which is kind of funny, considering that Polygon has fairly or unfairly gained a reputation for being bad at games. That all started with a pretty poor display of Doom skills in a video preview they released last year, and continued when one reviewer for the site refused to finish Star Fox Zero because of its controls. And this won't help that perception. This is almost certainly the most difficult game we've ever had to review in our decade plus of writing about games, Polygon wrote in defense of their Nioh review delay. The writer blamed the game's mechanics for part of the difficulty issues. Get good, Polygon, come on! They promised that the review would be up this week, close to the game's February 7th release date. So far, the 33 reviewers who did play the game, and were good enough to finish it, have given it a combined 88 Metacritic score. CONAN Exiles released last month and got our attention because of one thing. Dongs. Yes, the new open-world survival game looks like a nudist convention, since the players have the ability to create completely naked players. It even has a slider depending on how big you want your Johnson to be. Turns out the game's developers have even more plans for your penis. During a Reddit AMA, the devs at Funcom said that castration could be a possibility. Oh boy! In addition, we really want you to be able to harvest the heads of your foes and stick them on spikes outside and around your bases. Maybe even at some point, castration, they wrote. And yes, there was a ... for dramatic effect. So there you go. Maybe one day you too can have the severed dicks of your enemies hanging in your base. What a great conversation piece. I got that one in 2017. I can still hear him screaming. Anyway, time for dinner. So that's a good place to close out the roundup. Let us know what you think about any of these stories down in the comments, and for more updates from every corner of the internet, remember to like this video and subscribe to the Now. Like, look at Norman Reed and Nakis. No, Norman Reed and Nakis.
Norman Reed and Nakis.
God.
Norman Reed and Nakis.
Shut up, Eddy! Could we go back up a little bit? Thank you. In defense of their Nioh. Fuck! Nioh. God damn it.